And good evening, podcast world. And those out there on Facebook, how's everybody doing today? Tynia, say hey.
Hey, everybody. Glad you could join us this evening.
Right. Time for another episode of Things My Mother Never Told Me.
How about that?
Season 3. We've been moving along. Got another special guest for you today.
Woo!
All right, Brother Lawrence, we're gonna read your bio.
All right.
Tynia's gonna read it, and we're gonna ask you a few questions and let you tell your story.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Let's welcome Lawrence F. Jackson. He's a respected advisor and business advocate. He has worked with both profit and nonprofit businesses. His strength is the development and implementation of strategic action plans created by analyzing the financial profiles of the enterprise. His experience is the basis for his in-depth knowledge and expertise in commercial and retail banking products, analysis and problem solving, and the presentation of seminars and workshops. Lawrence's approach to enhance customer support is to develop collaborative relationships to meet varied business needs. Implicit in his success is the ability to listen, address each need, and communicate. Mr. Jackson is a certified business consultant and certified fast track facilitator. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in finance from Wayne State University and an MBA from Davenport University. Mr. Jackson has assisted and coached hundreds of businesses through his consulting firm, Emerging Enterprise Group, which focuses on financial strategies and strategic planning. The mission of the Emerging Enterprise Group is to develop the business intelligence of entrepreneurs to change the economy from the bottom up. Notable featured speaker for Startup Week 2018, Accounting Blind Spots. Develop cash flow training to TechTown Detroit 2020, COVID-19 313 strong response team. All right, let us welcome Mr. Lawrence Jackson.
Hey.
Mr. Dixon, you know what? You just I'm speechless. It's kind of hard for me to follow that. You laid it out.
You such an amazing man. Don't worry about that. Go ahead, financial.
Amen.
Amen.
I'm just trying to do what God asked me to do. That's all I'm trying to do.
Amen.
There we go.
Trying to be obedient.
There you go.
That's right. So the first thing first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
And first thing I want to do is slight deviation. Well, not a deviation. Normally we ask our guests a little bit about their education in high school. So you grew up in Detroit, right? So,
yes, sir. Went to Samuel C. Mumford High School, the Blue School.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. Proud Mumford Mustang, burgundy and blue. I'd have wore burgundy today. I got my blue button on. But...
Well, all right then. Yeah, we always ask that question because we want to stress the fact that DPS through the years have put out some very prominent people, people who have made a difference in the world and continue to make a difference. So we always want to point that out. Yeah. So,
absolutely. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Emerging Enterprise Group, CEO.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So you're in the finance community.
Yep.
What led you to get into finance?
Okay. Well, there's a couple stories behind that. One thing, my father told me when I was in high school, I was going to college somewhere. It didn't matter where it was, but you're going to college.
That's right.
And so I really, I was so naive at that time. I thought that if a counselor from the school that you wanted to attend didn't come to the school, that you weren't eligible to go.
Okay.
So I had applied to Western, Michigan State, Eastern, and U of M, because they all had came to the school.
Right.
And when I got accepted at Western, I had the dilemma of, okay, what am I going to study? Because while I was in the college prep program at Mumford, I really hadn't explored a lot of the different areas I could have gone into.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually chose accounting first.
Okay.
But that was a little rough. And several years after trying to get that done, I ended up leaving Western, coming to Wayne State, and I changed my major to finance.
Okay.
And, to be honest with you, I wanted to be, when I was in college at Wayne State, I wanted to be a big time stockbroker because I love that movie Wall Street. I thought I was gonna be making money while I was sleeping, and you know, but you know,
I like that vision.
yeah, reality set in a little bit, and I had to make a few adjustments, but I wouldn't change a thing. I actually started a banking career after I graduated from Wayne State, and worked at First of America Bank for a little while. I actually started at Michigan National in the trust department.
Yeah.
But that was another rude awakening, that if you don't have a bunch of well-heeled, high net worth friends, being a trust officer is a lonely world.
Right. and, you know, and some of the folks out there may not know what Michigan National is.
Oh my goodness, that's true. That was a bank that actually that bank has had at least 3 iterations. It was Michigan National, then it became LaSalle, and after LaSalle, it became Standard Federal Bank, and then it got bought by Bank of America. So when you're in a Bank of America, it's got its roots in Michigan National.
Yeah, that was my bank, Bank of America.
Well, mine was Michigan National. I'll tell you real quick, deviations. I went to Western.
All right.
Left there and went to Wayne State.
Did you?
Yes. Brandis graduated from Western.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah, I was a businessman.
I went to Eastern.
What dorm did you stay in up there at Western?
Iker. In the Valley.
In the Valley. Okay, you was in the Valley.
Valley too.
I was at Draper.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the old school dorm.
Yes,
you had to walk down the hall to get to the bathroom. I don't know how.
I know them community.
Right. So get back to you. So you you worked for the banking industry. It wasn't too so crazy about that. So then what was your next step?
Well, actually, I stayed in the banking industry for quite a little while.
Okay.
And I moved from banking to what we call business development agencies or business service organization. I don't know if you remember the one-stop capital shop, but I made a transition. I had actually gotten a job with First Independence Bank, which was one of the jobs I really loved, because I got to work directly with the owner or the major shareholder, Mr. Don Davis. That was a man of great wisdom. I know a lot of people might not understand his journey, but that brother he was very wise man, wise man. I enjoyed my conversations with him. But I moved from there to working with a business service organization called the One Stop Capital Shop.
Okay.
And with all of the money that's coming from the federal government, all that they're talking about now, I call it the One Stop Capital Shop year 2000 remix, because it's the same kind of program that's going on. Everybody's scrambling to get in position. But then when the money comes in, a lot of folks kind of settle back into the woodwork and you don't see them. So hopefully there's some change in that process, that these funds that do come in from Washington for support of businesses and education. There's quite a bit of money coming from the federal government for education. So my prayer is that it gets to the right folks and that they support people who really care and not just in it for the money.
Right. So let me ask you a question about that, since you brought that up about I'm being nosy now.
No, that's all right.
So the money coming in for education, what is it earmarked for? Is it going to the institutions, to the banks, or to individuals?
From what I understand, it's going to go from the federal government directly to the public schools. Okay. So and there'll be schools in the state of Michigan. There is, I think it's called the American Recovery Act. If people want to do a little homework, if you look up that American Recovery Act, and even more importantly, go to the state of Michigan's, it's called the MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Okay. Michigan Economic Development Corporation. And you will see the plan, the governor's plan for that money. Okay. Now, their politics is still in play. So you got some folks that's trying to hold money up and other folks that's trying to get more money than somebody else. And all of that has got things kind of crazy. But at least if you go to that site, you should be able to read the plan for the state's distribution of those funds.
Okay.
At least the intended.
In-
Let me underline the word.
Intended.
With a capital I.
That's like,
Distribution.
yeah, like good intention.
Right.
Yeah, because politics intentions.
Yeah, but it's coming. It's
Right.
coming.
Okay.
Yep.
So you were saying before I cut you off. So go ahead with the.
So I spent a year or so, maybe a year and a half at the One Stop Capital Shop, and that's where I got introduced to the Michigan Small Business Development Center.
Okay.
And I want to give them a shout out because to this day, they still provide low or no cost consulting for businesses.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if people know that or not, but they are professional consultants. Those people have to have credentials. The credential that I have called a certified business consultant, I earned that when I worked at the Michigan Small Business Development Center. Okay. And they have centers all over the state of Michigan and actually all over the United States. Wow. And they have some of the best resources to help businesses to grow and to kind of understand what's going on, because it's not easy running your own business. Right. It's probably one of the most difficult things there is to do, but it's also, I'm gonna use an Allen Iverson term, it's also the most funnest. That's a Georgetown graduate, y'all. Georgetown. No, I guess he didn't graduate.
No, he graduated. He went there 2 years.
He went to Georgetown, though.
Yeah.
He got in.
Yeah, he got in.
Anyway.
And they sent him to jail. So, that's another story. But yeah.
So, and so I spent some time in that system, and then I helped start the Wayne County One Stop Business Resource Center. Okay. And I did that for about 3 or 4 years. I've run a nonprofit called the Metropolitan Growth and Development Corporation, which we loaned money that was SBA, that was tied to the SBA. And they have a program called the SBA 504 loan. And all that really means is that the legislature had to have a name for this loan program. So they called it 504 behind a section of out of some law that they've created. But I found out the hard way that that's the only way they're going to change anything either. I had been in the private sector. In the private sector, you can talk to some people and massage some folks, and they might change their mind. Right. That ain't happening with government-based programs. It has to be a law. It has to be a law passed. Right. So I ran that for 5 years. Okay. And I went back to the SBDC, and I was responsible for making sure that businesses in Detroit had their financial house in order. So I would help people with maybe setting up their books or working with them on projections, understanding what they need to do to become loan ready, things of that nature. And I did that for a couple of years. And I worked a lot with the people at TechTown. So they had an opening and they kind of asked me to take a look at it. And I've been there since 2018. Okay.
And so you brought them up, and we'll get back to your other ventures too. So explain TechTown for those who don't know.
TechTown is a business incubator. And it was originally designed for tech-based businesses. And somewhere around, I don't have all the dates just right, but somewhere around, I want to say maybe 2012 or 2015, they started venturing into working with neighborhood businesses because the perception was that people that lived in the city weren't welcome at TechTown. Well, one, you don't have a tech-based business. Well, and that has not always been the case, but that's how it was presented. Right. And then two, some of us feel like we didn't have the right paint job to go up in there. Because there was a time that in order to go to TechTown, you had to stop at the desk. Somebody had to call up there and get somebody to come down to let you in. Okay. But now, ever since I've been there, it's more open space. If you are a business owner that's looking for maybe just a mailbox so that you can have a business address to do your thing. If you're looking for space so that you can, do your paperwork, not at the house, Because if you like me, if I see my wife, I'm gonna talk to her.
That's right.
She see me, she gonna talk to me, and it don't matter what. So if you need some
You
space,
already distracted, yes.
That's right. So if you need some space, that's a great place to be. There's a lot of programs that are at TechTown to help neighborhood-based and tech-enabled or tech-based businesses, as well as there's even, and I had to get a better understanding of this myself. When people talk about technology, they're not just talking about a mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
That could be bioscience. That could be some type of improvement on mobility. I mean, there's such a wide variety of opportunities that you could run across at TechTown. I've got actually, there was a good individual I was mentoring while I was at the SBDC who had a application that he was developing, and he ended up at TechTown, and he was on a scholarship of some sort for almost a year that helped him to develop that. Mm-hmm. So he had a whole year of, mentoring and help to get his application developed. And I believe he got an offer or something from Capitol Records. So, I mean, they put him in the way of a lot of different opportunities.
Wow. And
those are the kind of things that go on there. The area I'm most responsible for now is entrepreneurial education. So my goal is to put out information.
Okay.
It's not all about just attending workshops. Mm-hmm. So that's why even like what you're doing as a podcast, this is a great information tool. People that listen to this, they're going to get jewels and tips and techniques that they might not get from attending a 6-week, 8-week, 12-week workshop. Mm-hmm. Because you're talking to people who are in the field, they're on the field, right, and they're doing the work. I have a little saying, the coach, the fans, and a lot of spectators is in the stands, players on the field.
That's right. That's right.
I tell you, we can always rate this stuff back to sports.
That's right.
That's right.
You can't do it all the time.
So
that's right.
Quick question for you there. How does one get entrepreneur get involved in TechTown?
Start with TechTownDetroit.org, TechTownDetroit.org, and then look at the different programs. There's the Small Business Services program. There's the tech-based program. There's my program, which offers some one-on-one consulting. So we have a two-pronged approach for that. We have open office hours, which is you can book that. It's totally free. You can book as many appointments as you like. I kind of fought that at first because I felt like there were some folks when I was in that system, they was booking me every week, and I'm like, wait a minute now. I think I'm like $200 an hour. You want to do it? So, but it is the way it is, and they actually have actually solidified that process. So, open office hours is free to the general public. You don't necessarily have to live in Detroit, but we prefer that we take Detroit folks first.
Right,
mm-hmm.
right.
Because that's, that's our target.
Yes.
But you got internal staff that we've got people that are available that are experts in restaurants, experts in multicultural processes, retail processes. And we've got two new people or two new we call them strategists on staff that will help with how to develop your capital. So we've got two capital strategists, one that focuses in on technology fundraising, which is totally different. Uh-huh. And then the other one is on the Main Street or Main Street businesses. Okay. And both of them are excellent folks. They care. This is the one thing that I know I say that a lot, but to me, it hits me. It hits me here because the people I work with really care about what they do. Okay. It's not about accolades and things of that nature. It's right. They really, truly, honestly care about making sure that people get what they should get. And I know from being in that spot myself when I was doing more coaching, it was important to me to coach people right, because I'm not a man of great means, but I do have one thing that I have to protect, and that's my reputation. I can't tell you something and then go off into the wilderness somewhere and hope you get it right. I got to make sure that you get what I'm talking about, and that we provide the resources.
Right, that's right.
And then there's a program called Ask an Expert, and these are people that are really laser focused in their field. So let's say that you want, I'll use you as an example. Let's say you wanted to take the podcast maybe to radio, or maybe you want other ways to market your podcast. You could sit down with a person in that field. Maybe it's a marketing expert. Maybe it's someone that does something different. And again, it's a half an hour, 25-minute consultation.
Okay.
And those are not unlimited, but what we normally hope that happens is that you and the expert kind of connect, and then you can kind of craft out something that you can do down the road.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good.
That sounds real good. And so where is TechTown located?
TechTown is located at 440 Burroughs.
Okay. Yeah.
Right near Wayne State.
Yeah, near Wayne State. And I'm trying to remember, how long has it been there? Because I remember when they were talking about it, getting it together.
I want to say since 2003 or 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so they got you down there doing your consulting thing, and
yes. Yep. And I'm running now. I'm the director of entrepreneurial education.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
And that is because God is good.
Yes, you better
100%.
There it is, right there.
I'm trying to stay obedient.
Right. So,
well, that means you always win. That's for sure.
Amen. Amen.
What you got?
What I was talking about, I liked how I went out there on your website, and I was looking at your financial solutions for the business owners. And we got so many entrepreneurs out, including my daughter, who has an online business as well.
Okay.
And I looked at your cash flow business cycle, your working capital, your financial checkup, all these checks.
You've been all the way in there. All right.
All the way in there. And I was really the seeds of credit. That was one of my main things.
Okay.
That I wanted to talk to you about, because like you said, I liked how you talked about character for one. Okay.
Let him tell it.
Well, the thing about it is, there used to be 5 C's of credit.
Okay.
But in this environment we're in, we had to add 2 more.
Okay.
So let me see if I can remember all of them, because I ain't looked at it in a while. But let me see. So the first C is I'll say credit. Okay. The next one is cash flow. All right. And I can explain each one of them if you want me to. Credit, cash flow, character sometimes flows into credit.
Okay.
It can be sometimes the same thing, because while we don't necessarily always equate somebody's character as to whether they pay their bills or not, what it does say is that if you are concerned about it, I mean, things happen. Okay. So you need to be concerned about it. And that is a character issue.
Right.
But that also dovetails into credit. So I'm not going to count that one as 2.
Okay.
So I got cash flow, credit. Let's see. Conditions is one.
Conditions.
And that means that we look at the economic conditions that are going on at the time. Okay. Then we got, let's see, cash flow, credit. Y'all testing my short-term, long-term, all-term memory here.
Well,
I haven't had to talk about this in a little while, but that's all right. I'm glad y'all brought this up. Let's see, capital, credit, I'll tell you the 2 new ones that I personally added. One is community.
Right.
Yeah. How do you deal with folks in your community? Do you care about people in your community? And the other one is communication. So I'm gonna save that one for last, because I really want to emphasize that point. So where am I at? How many? I think I got 5, but I think there's 2 more. Which 2 did I miss? I'm gonna ask for a lifeline right now.
Okay. Collateral.
Ooh, how did I forget that? That's
And capital and capacity.
Capacity and collateral. So capacity means that some of us business owners, have y'all ever heard a business owner say that their market is everybody?
Probably.
Well, you know you can't serve everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody can't do it.
And if you could, you would need a whole lot of capacity to do that. So that's what that's about.
Okay.
You have enough staff, and do you have a supply chain so that if you need something, you can get it. Now, collateral, on the other hand, is what you really own. We talked about assets a little bit earlier before we got online. But what assets do you have available? Because all of my former banking friends, whom I love, and I'm still a dyed-in-the-wool blue suit wearing banker, just don't have it on today. But we always look at what is the worst case scenario.
Okay.
Now, it might not be friendly to everybody, but what that helps us to do as bankers is that if there is a problem, then when we got to go to loan committee or explaining to our higher ups or whatever what happened, then we can say, look, I feel good about this person because they got an account with us that's got 20,000, 100,000 in it. They have assets that if we have to, we can sell. You know, they got a building we can sell, all of that.
Right.
Thing about it is, and this is the part I think people don't know, or maybe it's not emphasized, the bank don't want your property.
Right. That's right.
I remember,
like you say, he don't want your house. That's right.
they don't want your house, your car, your
I know that's right.
None of that.
They don't want any of that.
They don't want none of that.
Because when I was running the 504 program, there was some folks that fell behind, and then it was my job because I was doing everything. The originator, the underwriter, all of that. But anyway, I had to go out and assess the property. And there were times I'm like, oh my God, we ain't getting nothing for them. We might pay them to take the loan off our books and we can move on to the other thing. Because the federal government on financial institutions, federally insured financial institutions,
right,
they have very strict rules as to what you should be able to do as a bank and what you can't do.
Okay.
Which is why a lot of business owners are mad at banks because they can't get a loan. But one of the things that we try to do at TechTown and even in my own business is prepare you for that. Because if you can prepare yourself, then it's not a surprise.
Right. Right.
Okay. And that brings me to the other one, my favorite one that I created. No, I'm just playing. I didn't create it. And that's communication.
Yes.
Because in order to get a loan or in order to have that capital, you need to communicate on the front end, during the loan, and on the back end.
Right.
And that communication is oftentimes in the form of a business plan. It's in the form of testimonials. It goes back to some of your marketing strategies on the front end.
Okay. During
the time you got the loan, that communication needs to happen, because when I was dealing with borrowers, the ones that called me and say, LJ, I'm having a problem, I'm trying to help you.
Right.
The ones that I look at my sheet and I notice you haven't paid this month, last month, the next month, and I ain't got a call from you, I'm calling my attorney.
Okay. Okay.
Go get the collateral.
You'll get that car out on one.
Go get that car.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take it though.
You know,
right.
Mel Fire. Hey, look, you remember what Mel Fire did?
I was just
Mel Fire did a lot.
Lord have mercy.
You
that was kind of dangerous though, because you could be in the passing lane.
Yeah. Click, click.
I know that's
So I get the intention, but
right.
So those are things that anybody who's looking to borrow money, but I would say anybody who's in business should actually understand those issues. I didn't talk that much about cash flow, but most loans are made based on cash flow.
Okay.
Because remember, we don't want the collateral. Collateral is what happens in an emergency.
Right.
But you got to have more cash coming in than you have going out. And now they're talking more about what we call global cash flow.
Okay.
So that's where we look at your business, cash going in, going out, but then we insert the personal aspects. Because a lot of business owners nowadays are working entrepreneurs.
Right.
They don't just have a business. They've got a
right.
9-to-5 or a part-time job.
Mhm.
And that part-time job can either sometimes help support that business, or, you know, maybe you doing the the business to enhance your career.
Right.
Mhm.
So we take a look at that globally and see if, okay, does this person have enough cash coming in to service any debt?
Okay.
Mhm.
So we look for debt service. And the other thing that I don't think bankers get, this is not a banker apology thing, but I don't think bankers get enough credit, because sometimes we end up turning folks down to save them from themselves.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now you understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yeah, that's what the Lord do
Because a
too.
lot of times,
that's right.
a lot of time we need
Man.
saving from ourselves.
Yes, because it doesn't make sense if your business is already bleeding cash and you don't have enough customers coming in. Giving you a $10,000, $20,000, $100 million loan is not really the answer.
No.
It's better to go take a step back and evaluate what's going on. You know, is it my marketing strategy? You know, and again, marketing is not just social media. I get that all the time.
Right.
But how you gonna market your business? I'm going on Facebook. Okay, all right, that's fantastic. I love it. But you know, can you get, if you got 10,000 followers, can you get them to send you $1 every month? Please help me. Can you do it?
Right. Yeah, because that's the number one thing people talk about now.
But you want to have a strategy behind it, because those social media platforms don't work for everybody.
Right.
I have found out through my own trial and error that for my own personal business, that Instagram is a better fit than any other. I've paid for Facebook ads and things like that, and it hasn't returned on. I haven't got the good return on investment.
Right.
Instagram, I get calls like crazy.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody working my social media for me, and I had to step away because I didn't have to go back to one of them C's. I'm gonna see if y'all been listening. What C did I not have? Because I got so many calls, I couldn't handle it. What C would that be?
What C is that?
Communication.
No.
I don't know what you is.
Capacity.
Capacity. Yeah.
I didn't have the capacity, because I still got a 9-to-5, and people say, well, I want to meet with you. Well, now how am I gonna
get to those?
So I had to slow that down. But that was proof for me that platform works best for me. Now other things might work different for someone else.
Right. Yeah. And I've heard Instagram, but when it comes to that sort of thing, Instagram tends to be better than Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because our daughter, she do advertise.
Most young folks use Instagram because it's just information and pictures, where Facebook is what do they call it? Socializing.
Yes.
For lack of a better word. Yeah.
But here's what I will say about Facebook, is that it does get your message out. So if you need, so when I start to do more seminars and things of that nature, I will probably incorporate Facebook and YouTube, so that people can, I have an outward facing process so people can see what I'm doing and get my information. Okay. I ran across a guy on YouTube that tickles me. His name is JJ the CPA. Y'all got to look him up.
JJ the CPA.
Okay. JJ the CPA. He has this Southern accent, and he could hypnotize you with the way that he speaks.
His story and his pitch is awesome.
Oh my goodness. And that PPP, the payroll protection program, was a gold mine for him, and because he's got capacity for folks to research and get that information out quickly, so he can put it out to the general public. And now, he probably had, I would say, I don't know, 20, 30,000, maybe more followers.
Okay.
And he tells folks, hey, I'm not your CPA, but you ain't never met a CPA like me. You need to quit.
Right. We got to request.
They give out good information.
Cool. Great. I got his name down. We got a request. Somebody wants, they want to know if you can explain Ucc filings.
Ucc filings, yes. That goes back to the collateral, okay? And Ucc filing is filed, I want to say with the state of Michigan or I think it is the state of Michigan to put a lien on a piece of property. So a lot of times when we make loans, commercial loans, they'll say that the collateral is all assets. And in order to collateralize that or in order to put a lien on all assets, you have to file a UCC.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's he said he had to do that to a SBA customer service rep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah,
bless you.
That was Ken. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. So what we at? Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to take a quick break from this and get you to the real fun stuff.
Cool.
At Tyler's show, Things My Mother Never Told Me, and we talked a little beforehand before we got started about this. So what is it that you discovered your mother didn't prepare you for that you discovered on your journey?
Woo-wee.
Remember, just Mother's Day.
That's right. Even though she tried, I can't fault her. Mm-hmm. But it was dealing with women.
Go ahead.
Because my mama she told me once, because she thought, well, I thought I was quite the playboy. I thought I was, you know. I just did. I thought right. I was the man.
That's right.
And so she told me once, she said, son, you need to watch yourself. But if you just can't fight the feeling, you got to know that you can have as many women as you can pay for. That didn't sink in probably until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway.
Okay.
but I do all joking aside, I do wish that I would have had more in-depth conversations about relationships, mm-hmm. Especially how I felt, and how I seem to always be the guy that was, if I met a girl and I really liked her, now I'm getting married. As opposed to maybe 2 or 3 other steps you might want to.
Yeah, you might want to do a little preparation before then. Look, the Lord didn't even rush Adam into marriage now. He gave him a few tasks to do.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've never really had a good, deep understanding of relationships. Mm-hmm. How to deal with relationships, especially with women.
Okay. So you only been married 3 years?
It'll be 30 in August.
All right, good job.
But this is the second time. Technically, I've been married 37 years because the first one only lasted 7 years.
Okay, that was
and my brother kept telling me, man, you beating the odds, brother. Ain't nobody think it was gonna Ain't nobody think it was gonna last more than a couple days.
Look, I beat the odds in my family, but his family, all of them be married. All of them been married a long time. He got a lot of longevity in marriage in his side.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a good one. I don't think we've had that one. Mm-hmm. I don't think we've had that one. No. So that's cool.
And even relationships with women that are not, they're not my girlfriend or not my lady, mm-hmm. but people you work with, right. and having the right mindset, and I'm probably gonna really undress myself, keeping your mind out the gutter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've learned how to do that recently. That didn't take that long, but
well, because some people never learn.
Well.
Some people never learn
And
English.
especially on the job, you get in trouble real quick.
Right. And in this day and
Yes,
age,
you will.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you lose your job just for complimenting somebody on the way they dress.
I know.
your job and your freedom.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that's right. So
right.
you know, those would be the things that that I would say. You know, yep. And are very important. So I've tried to teach my sons. I've got 2 sons. One's gonna be 35 tomorrow.
Mhm.
All right.
And the other one is 39. So, you know, I used to tell both of them, I said, bro, y'all come home with a child that, you know, you weren't supposed to have right away, or that don't think you're gonna run. You're gonna if I gotta bring them to you, you gonna take care of this kid.
That's right. That's right. All right. You made one mistake, don't make 2. Right. All right. I like that. I like
But they have good relationships with their significant others.
Okay, wonderful.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so we got through that one. We got through that.
Okay.
So let's give you a chance. So talk about what you do outside of TechTown. If we can do that.
I teach classes with an organization called Prosper Us, which is a business development or business service organization. I've been doing that for maybe about 5 years. And I don't know if you can see this award right here.
Uh-huh.
I won that without even trying. I was just showing love to folks, and I got that award. So that one really means a lot to me, because I didn't, you know, it's one thing to set out, you know, I'm going to win a Grammy or something. But when people surprise you with stuff like that, it's such a blessing.
Yes, it is.
So I do that, and I you know, I consult with the business owners and help them to get their business plans together. It's actually an excellent program. It's 12 weeks that we meet for 12 sessions, but the process might take anywhere from 16 to 20 weeks, and people they graduate to get a certificate. And the goal is for them to have a business plan when they're done. But I have met so many excellent business owners. I actually patronize some of my I hate to call them students, but some of my participants. You know, there's people I bought cakes from. There's an apparel shop out in where is it? L'Oreal Park. Cloud Apparel. Excellent stuff. I was gonna wear a shirt today, but I wanted to put my school out there. But so I do that, and then I'm part of a literary group called The Bar. And Damon, I would love for you to take a look at it. It's called Brothers Also Read.
Okay.
Brothers Also Read. And no offense to the ladies, but we trying to make sure that we uplift brothers, and we get together once every other month. In fact, the meeting is Saturday, and for 3 hours we dissect the book.
Oh, okay.
We read that book called How to Be an Anti-Racist. We read a book called Surveillance Capitalism, which I had to have a dictionary next to me because every other word. What's modernity? What is?
I know, that's a hard read.
Yes, Lord. We read the book Cast. So, and prior to me becoming involved in this organization, I didn't read that much. I read a bunch of technical manuals, a bunch of stuff, you know, how to do cash flow, you know, how to do your marketing, all that kind of stuff. But it's been so refreshing, and the brothers in the organization are just excellent people. They just, you know, it's almost like being in a super fraternity, if you will. We rib each other about all of that kind of stuff, but for the most part, it's all about respect and dissecting that book.
How long has that been going on?
I should know this off the top of my head, but I know they've been around for almost, I want to say 7 or 8 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The reason why I asked it because I just went back to school.
Okay.
In September, and they running me crazy.
Congratulations though, man. Stay in there. Stay in there.
Yeah, I do ton. They got me doing a ton of reading, especially this week. But you know, but I said I was gonna go ahead and get this degree, and then have no plans for it. Just the idea of getting it.
Sometimes, man, that knowledge opens up so many other things that you won't realize what things you might have missed. So
right, exactly.
Stay in there, man. Stay in there. I went to I attended a class called Venture Capital University, and while I know I don't think I'll ever be a venture capitalist or angel investor, understanding how that works it's invaluable.
Right, because for sure allow you to help somebody else.
Yes, absolutely.
And like they said, a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
And there's too many of us wasting it.
Too many of
them on things that are not not really positive or productive. And it's so unnecessary. I think when Black folks find the true essence of who we are, we're gonna be unstoppable.
Right.
We're gonna be like Vinnie Johnson coming into the game. Leave him in the game till he miss.
That's right. No, for you millennials, that would be Steph. That would be Steph Curry.
That's right. Steph Curry that drove to the hole and could check Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because when we think about back in the day, when the people that came out of the slave era, they were millionaires, and
come on now.
I'm just saying they just had a little bit of application, but the Lord just. So if you take that one step,
right?
Oh my goodness!
Y'all
like you said, and just open up.
Hey, you preaching good right now. Preaching good right now.
I was like,
good right now.
And they didn't have an inkling or just a smidgen of the knowledge that we have today.
There's a gentleman. You are absolutely right. There's a gentleman named. His last name is Gaston, H.G. Gaston. If you get a chance, look him up. H.G. Gaston grew up in the South, in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. He started a funeral home, an insurance company, a bank. He still got the bank. A lot of these Black-owned banks have closed. I don't think he still has an insurance company, but that was done back in the 20s and 30s.
See?
Now, we got more education now. We got more access to stuff now than they could even imagine.
Right.
And they were opening up banks, insurance companies and whatnot. And I got to get with some of my historian friends and find out, maybe I can dig in and find out, what was the elixir? What was the secret sauce?
I know. What was the pitch? I'm telling you.
That's right. Because something is I ain't gonna say wrong, but there's an adjustment that needs to be made.
Well, the part of the problem is that they were trying to prohibit them from doing it. It was something that was needed, and these gentlemen and ladies, they said, we need this, and I know how to do it. If I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna find out how. And so, and the larger culture was trying to stop them. And one thing for us that makes us move more than anything else is somebody trying to stop us from doing something we want to do. If you try to stop us, we'll try to do it. If you try to help us, we'll say, well, I don't want to do that.
Or maybe we should try to stop us from doing everything. So we
right.
I can't take it. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking to
is.
see all this talent. When I get a chance to interact with younger people, they're so intuitive. They really understand a lot of things, but I notice also they're not being molded. They're not being molded. And then one of my friends say, well, Lawrence, you was the parent. What happened? I can't mold all of them now. I got two that I was responsible for.
That's right.
And they at least go to work every day. They might not be Harvard grads. They might not have went to Morehouse or any of that. But both of my boys, every day, they go to work somewhere. They work.
Yeah, there we go.
They hitting the ground. And they taking care of their family because they know that if I don't do nothing else, I would be standing up there. What you doing? You might not want to hear it today, but I'm asking you, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it starts with taking care of the, if you will, little stuff. the day-to-day, taking care of that. That's where it starts.
Especially family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially family.
So what else you got going?
Let's see. Got that. I also do taxes. So my tax season is just about up. So I've been working with folks, making sure they were good there, and helping people with any kind of financial issues.
Okay.
If I don't know, I won't delve into it.
Right.
Like I said, my rep is important, but
I know that's right.
There's very few things I don't know at least something about when it comes to finances. But there's one thing I wish I would do more of.
Okay.
I'm trying to find myself a good church home. I used to go to church when I was in my teens. I was in church almost every day of the week.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm not sure, but it just seems like lately I haven't really been in a church environment in the last, I don't know, I could almost say 10 years.
Oh, wow. Well, if
I miss it.
Yeah, if you're looking, like I say, COVID got to slow down, but it's starting to pick up. New Prospect, Illinois and Pembroke.
I know exactly where that is. That was Wilma Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a good friend that goes to that church.
Oh,
you might know him, Mr. Curry, Harold Curry.
Yes, the banker.
Yes,
that's the man right there. That brother right there. That brother right there got more knowledge of banking than a whole lot of people.
Yes, we know him.
Yeah,
good friends with him.
That's a good brother.
Play golf with him. Yeah, play golf with him every now and again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a real good brother.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Strong brother.
Okay.
Strong brother.
So you know that's what we are.
Okay.
We working on trying to get everything back in order. So
yeah,
we chair our marriage couple ministry.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're right. Pastor Reverend Johnson. I was actually the last person that she licensed to be a minister.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So,
that's testimony that sometimes you gotta give people a chance. I know in certain churches, I grew up AME church.
Okay.
But they didn't have they didn't groom the women, the ladies, as much as the guys. Yeah. When I was growing up.
Yeah, we got quite a few female ministers and
deacons,
a couple reverends
and
deacons. The women are very active in the life of the church over there.
But it's a lot of men over there too.
Huh?
It's a lot of men. We have a lot of men in the church.
Oh yeah, right. We got folks are active. Period. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, check us out when you get a chance. We live stream and Facebook Live on Sundays at 8:00 service. So
I'll do that.
Yeah, and then when we get going back live, you can come on in there and see what's happening.
That's cool. Yeah, I grew up in that neighborhood also.
Okay.
I grew up on Cherry Line right off of 7 Mile.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, not too far. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. I'm telling you, I hope a lot of entrepreneurs are listening because my daughter is one of them. And like you said, and you giving us all this, what funders look for.
Right. So,
absolutely.
So how would people get in contact with you?
I can give you my phone number and I'll give you my web address, and I'll give you both TechTown. So if you want to hit me at TechTown, go to TechTownDetroit.org and you'll see me in the entrepreneurial education area. But my email there is Lawrence, LAWRENCE @TechTownDetroit.org. And to get to my website, it is emerge, EMERGE, biz, BIZ, the numeral 1, .com.
Okay.
So that's emergebiz1.com. That's my web address. And my email address is similar. It's emergebiz1@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my phone number is 734-635-6515. I don't always pick up, but if people text me, I will get back to you because it's important for me to help as many businesses as I can to get started, but more importantly, to sustain.
Right. Yes.
But I am not the guy that's going to talk about pie in the sky and go come and get this grant, come get that grant. I'm the person that wants to help you keep as much money.
Okay.
Not necessarily, let's just grab this for this, for that, for this. Nope. You worked hard to get this money. Now let's do the right thing so you can keep the money, so you don't give up money to the tax man, because that's the one that takes most of it, most of the time.
That's right.
Or that you don't make decisions with your money that's going to cost you later on.
Yeah. Right.
So, those are just 2 items. But, anybody that needs any assistance in those areas, I'm more than happy to do it.
Okay, cool. And so what you saying that, tell us that you was talking about your T-shirt. Tell folks.
Oh, yes, sir. This is the school. This is a T-shirt that I've created to help people to understand more about accounting. So accounting has a balance sheet, and that balance sheet says assets must equal liabilities plus equity. All right. So let's just talk about assets. In order to increase an asset, you have to debit it. And what is cash?
Right.
Cash is probably your most important asset.
Yeah, right.
And so y'all want to debit cash every day. Don't let the credit card companies and all these people with all this misinformation get you confused.
Right. Yeah. Talk about the real asset.
Yes. And to kind of go with that, I'm working on a school. It's called the Institute of Financial Excellence. And my goal is to educate young men, starting with young men from ages 12 to about 21.
Okay.
And I want them to understand the opportunities that are available in finance.
Okay.
You do not need a degree to be a tax preparer. You don't need a degree it'll help, but you don't need it. To sell mutual funds, life insurance, stocks, bonds, you don't need a degree for any of that. You need to pass a test. Okay. You don't need a degree to be a bookkeeper. Now you need a degree to be a CPA,
right?
But being a CPA starts with understanding bookkeeping. So there are a lot of ways. You don't need a degree to be a banker. I learned that the hard way. I went and got my master's degree. I'm at a bank will remain unnamed. I'm at a career fair, and the lady said to me, "Well, that's nice, but you don't need a master's degree to do this." Hey, thank you very much. I could have saved myself a few dollars. That's right. The bottom line is, the more you understand about finance, if we had more bookkeepers and accountants, there'd be a lot of business owners right now that wouldn't be in the hot water they in. Now, the other side of that is I got to get Black folks to understand that you got to pay for them kind of services.
Yes.
I don't know why Black folks do not want to pay for accounting.
Black tax.
They'll do taxes. They'll pay for a tax return. But by the time you get to tax time,
right,
all the damage has been done. Now it's LJ, can you fix this for me?
Can
no,
you?
I can't.
Yeah, can you?
No. They've made filing incorrect returns punitive. There's a $5,000 fine for a tax preparer that knowingly files an incorrect return.
Okay.
And those penalties can also include jail time, all kinds of things. I'm too old for that right now. I can't, I'm not even taking that risk no more.
I know that's
I'm
right.
not trying to be like that.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And Sam is a mean boy.
Yes.
I worked for him for 30 years. So.
Okay. What did you do? What did you do for him?
I was IT.
Okay.
When I went in there, I was a clerk. We handled the 4789 documents, the bank forms. We processed those, and then I moved into the IT area. So thankfully, I never did taxes, but I feared him every year in April.
I hear you. Were you at the data center though? Were you at the data center?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't that anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it's the police headquarters now.
Well, yeah, that old building is, but now we're we moved next door.
Okay.
And it's called the Detroit Federal Building now. They're still searching for a name. I was lobbying a couple people to name it the Barack Obama Federal Building, but when
there you go,
the people we had in office, that wasn't going to happen.
No. No.
And then the other name was for John Conyers because he was a champion for that building for years.
Oh, for real.
For years.
That brother never got his just due.
Right. Every time I went to Washington, first thing he asked, he found out somebody from Detroit was there, how they treating y'all in their computing center. The first thing he'd ask.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a champion for that building. So he the reason it's still in Detroit. So
that's beautiful. A lot of people don't know those things.
Correct.
No, they're not gonna try to find that out. So, so we'll see. But yeah, that's where I was for 30 years.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got the education thing coming up. And we're gonna let you go because we right there where we need to be.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say to the people that you haven't said yet or that you want to reiterate?
Get your financial house in order, please. Please get your financial house in order. Yes. And don't try to eat the elephant all at once. Start with some simple things. Spend 1 hour a week reviewing your financial transactions.
Yes. Okay.
Because accounting is really no more than organizing and documenting your financial transactions.
Okay.
That's the one thing I leave with people. The next thing is love on yourself, Black people. Please. Just love yourself. Please. Can we do that? Can we all decide at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon that we're gonna just hug ourselves and love on each other? Just for 15 seconds, 20 seconds.
I like that affirmation. Yes.
That's a good one.
Because my mom used to say love makes the difference.
It does.
Right.
It does.
Let love make the difference.
I'm
not trying to sound any kind of way, but that's you asked me, so I'm giving you. And last thing, how can I help you, my brother? If there's anything I can do to help you or your wife at any time, you just let me know.
We'll do that.
Because I really appreciate this opportunity.
We appreciate you coming.
Yes, we do. I'm telling you, it's much needed. Much needed.
Are you related to Deborah?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
That was one of those relationships I needed my mom to talk to me about.
Okay, we're gonna leave that right there.
Well, you love on that beautiful wife of yours.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Yes, ma'am.
But we surely appreciate you coming on board, and don't be surprised if you don't get a phone call taking you up on that offer or email.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
All right.
You
take care.
All right, then. Love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Be good. Bye-bye.
Virtual hug. Oh my God.